Hallo zusammen, vielleicht hat es der eine oder andere von euch schon mitbekommen, Shelly hat neue Produkte vorgestellt. Und zwar via YouTube Livestream am 22. Juli. Und nein, es war auch dieses Mal wieder kein Rauchmelder dabei, für alle unter euch, die sich da Hoffnung gemacht haben, aber dafür andere interessante Sachen. Zum Rauchmelder gibt es übrigens sowieso eine Alternative, die mit Shelly arbeitet. Video dazu könnt ihr euch hier oben mal anschauen. Die neuen Geräte, die es gibt, die werde ich euch baldmöglichst jeweils separat in einem einzelnen Video vorstellen. Die wichtigsten sind der Shelly Plus H&T und der neue Shelly Motion 2. Wie ihr seht, habe ich ja beide Geräte da und ich bin auch schon am Testen. Außerdem werde ich die Geräte dann jeweils mit den Vorgängern, also dem normalen Shelly H&T und dem Shelly Motion 1 vergleichen. Und dann könnt ihr sehen und könnt für euch entscheiden, ob ihr das braucht, ob ihr die neuen kaufen müsst, die alten wegwerft oder ob sich das für euch nicht lohnt. Vor allem, weil die neuen Geräte, wie ihr euch denken könnt, natürlich etwas teurer sind als die alten. In diesem Video geht es aber erstmal nur um die Vorstellung der neuen Geräte und Funktionen an sich. Das heißt, ich habe hier einfach den Livestream von Shelly reinkopiert, für all diejenigen unter euch, die den nicht live sehen konnten. Ich habe ihn etwas gekürzt, weil der über eine Stunde lang war und zwei der neuen Produkte sind zum Beispiel auch nur für den US-Markt bestimmt und einige der angekündigten neuen Funktionen sind also auch wirklich speziell, dass die 99% von euch, mich mal eingeschlossen, nicht unbedingt interessieren. Die habe ich also rausgeschnitten, um das Ganze ein bisschen kompakter zu machen, und reingeschnitten habe ich dafür ein paar Kommentare von mir, die mir an den entsprechenden Stellen sinnvoll erschienen. Also, viel Spaß damit und PS, für die Bild- und Tonqualität von dem Stream möchte ich mich vorab schon mal entschuldigen. Ich kann nichts dafür, kam original so von Shelly.
Hi guys, welcome to our hot summer event. It's over 30 degrees outside, but hope everything will be okay with the stream. You are also feeling well. Hope part of you is on holiday, part of you is in your house. But yeah, welcome. Thank you for your support. Thank you for interest about our event and the Shelly new products. What I can tell, I think we can start from the beginning to present the devices. The event have two parts. The first part is presenting the new 6 devices. The second part is showing the new features which is available for the Pro and Plus series and the new features which is coming in the next weeks. And we will show how we can use them and for what kind of application we can use them. And first, I think we can start with the first one. Can you switch the screen for to the presentation? Yeah, the Shelly summer event is 20 July 22. And the 6 new products. There is the first one, the new generation of the Shelly Plus H&T. It's a new device which we create on the place of the Shelly H&T, which has amazing new features. I can show them, but let's first show the device and unpack the device for you. There is a box. What is inside? It's a device with a really huge screen. It's e-paper screen, which showing the temperature and humidity. It's ESP32 enabled device with a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi together, and powered by 4 AA batteries. Can you give me the battery, Leo? Thank you very much. And I will place the batteries for you. Yeah, there's a device. Yeah, now the device is wake up. At the moment, yeah, you see there is a 26.1 degrees and 60% of humidity. The device can work on a battery more than a year, on a four batteries, and you can place it on a wall. Just a second. Yeah, this is the back panel of the device. You can place it on a wall, or if you want, there is I can show you there is a special stand which is coming with the box, where you can put device everywhere. The device also is equipped with a USB-C port, which is not for charging the battery. The USB port, the main reason is if you want to have a main power, then you can connect. You can use the USB charger and USB-C with USB-C connector. When the device is working on a battery, it's not constantly switching on. The device is wake up to report the temperature, but on the screen we can see any changes of the temperature, which is on the difference 0.1 degrees. When the device is connected, you can receive the data every 5 minutes. If it's not connected, it's sent reporting the data depends of the thresholds, as you said. The minimum thresholds of the device is 0.5 degrees, and you receive the data over MQTT, your Home Assistant or Shelly Cloud. You can get the different scenes. Also, the device is the Plus series, which means support webhooks. It's a fully encrypted and support HTTPS connection, and everything which is available for all other Shelly Plus devices. And this is the Shelly H&T. Yeah, I can show you all features together for this new device. It's a Bluetooth inclusion, Wi-Fi operated. There's a temperature sensor, humidity sensor, USB-C power supply, e-ink display, 1 year of free data history on the cloud. It's a very low battery consuming and send the data. Can send the data more than 50, 60 times per day. When is the USB? If you connect the USB-C, the device sends all information every 5 minutes. Is no matter there is a temperature changes or isn't temperature changes. And this is the new Shelly H&T, Shelly Plus H&T. At the end of the stream, we can tell you what is the price and when can be ordered. Yeah.
Also kurz zusammengefasst, der HT Plus hat jetzt ein Display, was übrigens wirklich gut ist. Allerdings ist es nicht beleuchtet. Lässt sich wie alle Plus-Geräte über Bluetooth einbinden, hat eine Batterielaufzeit von circa einem Jahr, kann mit Batterien oder über USB betrieben werden. Es ist auch kein Adapter mehr nötig. Er hat auch nach wie vor einen Sleep Mode zum Energiesparen. Das heißt, er wacht erst auf, wenn sich zum Beispiel die Temperatur ändert. Das ist einstellbar ab 0,1 Grad. Wird er allerdings über USB betrieben, dann wird der aktuelle Zustand alle 5 Minuten gemeldet. Und er hat einen mitgelieferten kleinen Standfuß, wo ihr den hinstellen könnt auf den Tisch, und er hat auch 2 Löcher in der Rückseite, mit denen ihr den an der Wand aufhängen könnt. Was ich als Zubehör anbieten würde, wäre zum Beispiel so eine Aufnahmeschale mit Netzteil, mit der ihr das Gerät direkt in die Steckdose stecken könnt und dann keine sonstigen Kabel und so weiter rumhängen habt. Also so ähnlich wie es das schon für den alten H&T in meinem Shop gab. Ich bin da auch guter Hoffnung, dass da bald was Adäquates von mir kommen wird.
Okay, the second one. This is the Motion 2. As you remember, the first motion sensor which we made, which is the constantly and all the time connected, it's using the Scilabs technology. The new one using the same technology means the motion sensor is connected all the time. It's 24/7. Is not wake up and send the data when there is an event. It's sending the data all the time, and you can ask and check the state of the sensor all the time. But also what we also add a temperature sensor inside, and the white sensor, which also is present in the first device, but now you can use it separately. You can see the difference of the device. The size is much smaller. It's a half of the size of the previous device, and really looks like a much more modern. It's equipped with the same Panasonic battery inside, which allows the device to be used for more than 1.5 years. And there is the USB-C port instead of the old one, which have the oldest USB port. With the USB-C, it's allow this device to be recharged much faster than before. With a temperature sensor, you can control it. You can control any kind of the appliances. Especially, I use it, for example, if there's someone in the room, the motion sensor send a data increase the temperature. If there is not someone for more than an hour or half an hour, then the sensor send the data to Shelly TRV and decrease the temperature. There is, if you want to stick on the wall, there's two ways. You can stick directly like that. But basically, there is a much better way. With this holder, you can put it everywhere. We can, if you want, you can put on the desk. If you want, you can stick to the wall, the sensor. Also, something which is very important, the angle is much wider than the Shelly Motion sensor, the Shelly Motion version 1. Now, the degrees close to 140 degrees, which really cover a very wide area. And also, there is the distance from the sensors can detect the motions up to 10 meters, which is absolutely enough sensor to be used in any kind of the purposes. Is not waterproofed, but in covered, if there is something cover the device, you can put it outside. There is not a problem. Together with the sensor, also is coming if you don't want to drill your walls. There is it's a sticker, how to say it, where you can use the relic and place it somewhere on the wall directly without any drilling, just for a few minutes. With the Shelly Motion 2, we covering the wide area of application because the temperature sensor, because the temperature sensing can be used separately of the motion. There is the look sensor, also the information from the brightness in the room can be used separately from the motion sensors. And of course, there is a vibration sensor. I can show those features now. Real-time response, let's try for the first, which is very important, because the device is all-time connected to your Wi-Fi network, even that is battery operated. The reaction time is less than 200 milliseconds. If the motion is detected, immediately the device is going on. It's a Wi-Fi operated. There is a huge range of the sensitivities and vibrations levels. The sensitivity levels allow us to use on the place where is also the pets or cats. If you decrease the sensitivity, then the sensor will not detect the small objects which is moving around. There's a tamper detection. If someone touch it, immediately we'll know about that. Basically, we tested also if you put on the door and someone kick on the door, we also will receive notification for the tamper detection. There's the white sensor, there's a temperature sensor inside, and USB-C charging. And this is the new Shelly Motion 2. Is using the same protocol of Gen 1 devices. It's not a Gen 2 device, but it still is very powerful because the chipset of Scilabs is very powerful itself. This is about the Shelly Motion. The second new device which we show you today.
Wieder das Wichtigste zusammengefasst, ein schöneres, kleineres Design, ein zusätzlicher Temperatursensor, der auch das Shelly TRV Heizkörperthermostat steuern kann, ein größerer Erfassungsradius. Im Gegensatz zum Plus H&T hat der Motion 2 keinen Sleep Mode, sondern ist immer online. Deswegen hat er auch eine sehr geringe Reaktionszeit von unter 200 Millisekunden. Und der Lichtsensor kann auch separat verwendet werden, ist also nicht mehr abhängig von der gleichzeitigen Bewegungserkennung. Das ging allerdings mit dem Firmware-Update mit der alten Version auch schon, wie ich hier oben gezeigt habe. Verbesserungswürdig wäre höchstens der Standfuß, der mir nicht sehr stabil aussieht. Da gibt es sicherlich auch bald was Neues von meiner Seite, wie beim alten Motion auch. Aber ansonsten wirklich ein tolles Gerät. Die nächsten beiden Produkte im Livestream, die sind nur für den US-Markt, deswegen habe ich die hier mal rausgenommen.
It's a Shelly Pro 3. There is missing in the line something. It's a Shelly 2, Shelly 1, Shelly 2, and Shelly 4. Now is Shelly Pro 3. What is the special for Shelly Pro 3? A very special is that this device can switch 3 different phases. There is not only the 3 different phases, because there is a 3 dry contacts. Is no power measurement for a Shelly Pro 3. You know, if the PM is missing, there is no power measurement. but it's allowed to switching the 3 different phases, or switching, for example, at 220 volts. On the next connector, we can switch, for example, at 12 volts or something else. Or the third one, we can switch 24 volts. Is no matter. The device, this device is same as all our Pro devices. It's equipped with an Ethernet connector, and you can use it wired if you want it. There is switches for each of the channel if you want to control them independently. If you want to control all of them, you can just wire it together, or control the all channels together with the commands through the application, or make a scenes. What is very important, this device has a 20 amps relay per channel inside, which allow to switch up to 48 amps altogether. I mean, in total 16 amps per channel. It's allowed constantly to be switched, to be controlled from this device. Yes, this is the new, I think is not the one. There's one more device, but this is the new device for the Pro line, and there is coming the 2 more. You know, you asking for a green device for a dimmer, but we're still working on it. Maybe in the autumn, we will be ready with it. And there will be a new presentation. But for the Pro one, that is for this launch event, the Pro 3. And now, one more new device. Let me show you. This is let's repeat one more time, the Bluetooth inclusion. There is the Ethernet and Wi-Fi operated. Works with 3-phase circuit because there's a 3 dry relays. It's a 16 amps per channel or 48 amps totals. Even though there's a 20 amps relay inside, device can survive in the much higher peaks of the consumption, and up to 20 amps. But for constantly usage, the 16 amp per channel, in total 48 amps, it's absolutely achieved. It's a DC, you can switch DC and AC. It's DIN mountable, and of course all other features which you know from the other Pro devices.
Hier ist es meines Erachtens so, dass Shelly sich nach dem Erscheinen des Pro 4 PM einiger Kritik ausgesetzt sah, weil das Gerät zwar bis zu 40 Ampere Gesamtleistung schalten konnte, aber eben nur auf einer Phase. Beim Pro 3 kann man jetzt 3 verschiedene Phasen anschließen. Das ist gut, aber ich persönlich habe das beim Pro 4 PM bisher auch nicht als großen Nachteil empfunden, wenn ich ehrlich bin. Bei den meisten Elektroinstallationen zu Hause ist es ja so, dass man pro Zimmer eine Sicherung und eine Phase hat. Das heißt, wenn ich zum Beispiel in einem Zimmer 4 verschiedene Lampen smart machen möchte und ich will das direkt in meine Unterverteilung tun, dann kann ich mit dem Pro 4 PM sehr gut arbeiten. Und ich habe natürlich auch noch ein Display, wo ich daran Zustände ablesen und manuell was steuern kann. Der Pro 3, der würde sich zum Beispiel eignen, um den Herd abzuschalten, der dreiphasig angeschlossen ist. Oder große Maschinen in der Werkstatt und so weiter. Wenn man eher Geräte smart schalten will, die sowieso auf einer Phase hängen, was halt ganz oft so ist, dann würde ich persönlich aber eher beim Pro 4 PM bleiben. Und außerdem hat der Shelly Pro 3 keine Leistungsmessung, deswegen heißt er ja auch nicht Pro 3 PM, was auch wieder ein kleiner Nachteil ist.
And the last one, it's a Shelly i.4 DC. You know, we launched i.4, I think 3 months ago, and there's a huge interest to device. It can be used as a central controller or to control 4 buttons with it. And maybe 5 volts DC to 24 volts DC. And a little bit later, my colleague Lubo will show you that the device is working powered from USB from the PC. It's very suitable if you want to power it from your ring bell, and if someone push it, you receive notification. You can use in your caravan, mini house, or a house or wheel, where the power supply is 12 or up to 24 volts. And can be used. I'm sure that you can find a lot of application for such a device, which is powered from 5 volts to 24 volts. Basically, the device it's a Gen 2 with a Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi inside, and yeah, there is and also to support all the features for our other other Gen 2 devices. There is the 20 actions which you make with pushing. You can make a script for it if you need to extend them, and if you want to use it for different purposes. The webhooks, JavaScripts, and everything is there in this device inside. And also you can see that the price is really good for such a device, which we make it. But now I think this is the 6 products which we have for you today. We have 2 more which is very close to the final release, but unfortunately we're still working on them, and it's not ready to be presented. We hope end of the September, beginning of October, there will be the new event for more than 2 devices, which we're working for. The old devices, we will, part of them will be available immediately for ordering immediately after the event because they're on stock. Part of them will be available in a few days later or up to 2-3 weeks later. But that's we will tell at the end of the end of our event and presentation for new devices.
Tja, der Plus i4 für Gleichspannung ist schon lange angekündigt gewesen. Mir wurde auf Nachfrage, zumindest direkt nach dem Erscheinen des 230 Volt i4 gesagt, dass demnächst auch eine 5 bis 24 Volt Version kommen soll. Das ist aber jetzt auch schon wieder eine ganze Weile her. Wofür braucht man jetzt aber einen 5 Volt Shelly i4? Natürlich, um ihn als Eingabegerät, denn nichts anderes ist ja der i4, der hat ja keine Relais, mit einem USB-Kabel betreiben zu können. Okay, aber wo schließt man das an? Auch der 5 Volt i4 hat keine USB-Buchse, so wie ich gesehen habe, und auch so ein Schaltereinsatz hier hat das auch nicht. Eine tolle Lösung habe ich euch schon im letzten Video gezeigt, nämlich den Plus i4-Button, wo ihr eben ein Bedienfeld und eine USB-Buchse gleich mit dran habt. Und den könnt ihr übrigens sowohl mit dem bisherigen 230 Volt i4 als auch mit dem 5 Volt i4 nutzen. Das spielt keine Rolle. Funktioniert beides prima. Was außerdem noch eine interessante Anwendung wäre, und da komme ich nochmal auf den Running Gag mit dem Shelly Rauchmelder vom Anfang zurück, wäre der Einsatz in einer Rauchmelderzentrale, um damit seine konventionellen Rauchmelder smart zu machen und mit dem Shelly-Netzwerk zu verbinden. Sucht, wenn euch das interessiert, sucht einfach mal auf meinem Kanal nach Shelly Rauchmelder. Da habe ich in dem Video gezeigt, wie das mit einem Shelly i.D.R geht. Funktioniert mit dem i4 genauso. Okay, das waren jetzt erstmal die neuen Geräte von Shelly. Jetzt folgen noch ein paar Funktionen für die Plus- und Pro-Geräte, wobei ich euch da auch nur die erste Funktion mal zeigen möchte, nämlich den Range Extender, weil die anderen sind so speziell, dass sie wahrscheinlich nur sehr wenige von euch interessieren werden. Wer trotzdem den ganzen Stream von Shelly im Original sehen möchte, verlinke ich natürlich in der Beschreibung.
And now, there's the new features. There will help me, but at the beginning, because I'm the one which asking for a first feature, the Shelly Range Extender, and basically I tested for a long time in my house, and I can tell it works amazingly. I will show the first feature and show how it's working, and then we can go through other 2 features which is very powerful for Gen 2 devices. The Shelly Range Extender, what is the idea? You know that I can switch here maybe. There is many places on the house where the Wi-Fi coverage is not good. Sometimes behind the corner there is not Wi-Fi connections and you need to buy a new router. But that could be solved with any existing and the future Gen 2 device, Plus or Pro series, because each of the devices can act as a router. For example, you can see that I make a very little schematic that there is a router and the red Shelly Plus one is covered by Wi-Fi through the router. But unfortunately, the blue devices, the Shelly one, it's not covered. And if you don't want to buy a second router to make a mesh network, then you can just enable the range extender for red devices and connect the blue one to them. Like this, I can show that this is working. Each of Shelly device support up to 10 devices to be connected to it. It's created automatically port forwarding for each device. I will show why. because you can access the devices behind them. For long distances, we can make a notes and connect each device other next one, which then is not so easy to maintain as the devices, but basically it's possible if you want to reach the garage and to put a Shelly there without to buy additional router. They support up to 10 megabits upload and download connections. And this network, we make it, do not support only Shelly devices. If you have any kind of the other IoT device, you can use it for it. And I can show you that it's performed very well. We make a very short video experimenting with the YouTube. I connected with the PC because, you know, when I, during these tests in my home, many times I see that, okay, Facebook is not opening so fast, or there is some latency when I answer the messages. And I realized I'm connected not through my home network. I connected through some of the Shelly devices which I'm testing during these months. And let's see the video where you can see how this is work. Even is not made for that. Shelly one. Okay, you can see the device, the Shelly Plus One, which my PC is connected to it. And you can see for the range extender, there is the MAC address and IP address of the my PC, which is connected through the Shelly One.
Today on the hookup, we're going to take a look at one of the most common smart devices in my house, Shelly Relays. I'm going to help you decide which of these 4 locally controlled Shelly Relays is right for you.
Low quality, but after that I increase the quality, and you can see that the picture and the sound, please you can listen.
I'll show you how to wire them, and I'll give you some tips and tricks for setting them up. In my opinion, the biggest problem with Shelly devices is that they all look really similar, even though they definitely have different applications. A new automator could be easily overwhelmed by all these different devices and end up with the wrong one, or just decide to skip.
Yeah, and as I say, even it's not made for that. It's possible to use it in your backyard or somewhere. If you need a connection, you can use the device. And which is good when I talk about the devices like this, the also device which is under the €15, you can use it to extend your network to other Shelly devices. And there is something which I create. I can show you on my screen on PC. Yep. Can you share my screen, please? Yeah, you can see this is how it's working my house with 165 devices there. When you enable this feature, now is the beta feature. Soon we will be released in a stable version. You can see that there is a kitchen vintage, and there is a special icon with the 6 devices connected here. If I press on it and go in the networks, I see that the range extender beta is there. When I expand, I can see the devices which is connected through the range extender to the cloud. If I press it, of course, I can open the device here. But not only, because I make a VPN to my home and to this device. The device exactly is that one which I'm using for a range extender. What you can see here, it's no, not here. I need to open the network. Yes, yeah. It's access point, 6 clients, and you can see the IP addresses of the 6 clients, which is here. But if I want to access the device, now just can show you the imagine. I'm in the office. I make a VPN to my house. I opening the device, which is the range extender. I see the IP addresses of the device which is behind the range extender, and still, if I push there, I can access them. For example, I think this is the RGB White 2. Which is behind the range extender, which is connected to the cloud, and also can send all information over the MQTT, over the UDP, connect to the cloud. And there is, of course, there is limitations, but these limitations, the post devices can act as a simple router and to help to extend the network. I don't know what I see. The network is very stable. I don't know exactly what is this at the moment. Hope nothing bad happens. But the network is very stable. I read many times in the forums that the customers has a problem with the special routers and settings. No, if the device is connected to the through the range extender to local server or to the cloud, the connection is very stable and they work amazingly. How this happens, I will show you. As you see, the device which is connected behind the range extender has the same IP address of the range extender, but there is the port which automatically is added from range extender to access the device and to managing the device on the way as you need it and as you want. Also, yeah, about this one, I think this is about the range extender. Yeah, thank you. For a moment, yeah. This is the feature, and I think it really is very powerful. In the special is not maybe for each house, but from my experience, it's something which could help to create a network and to cover each corner of your houses. Even this is not if there is no Wi-Fi signal at the moment. Yeah, it is. I think now is the time for Lubo, which can show you the next feature. Just one more application. I forget about it. Yeah, because many people ask us, okay, what happens if I don't have coverage in my breaker box for the Pro devices? Basically, the range extender can use it for that and works much better because could be wired. If you use an Ethernet port for one of the devices of your breaker box, and then enable a range extender, all other devices can use it as a router, and working really good and amazing. And even the speed is much better and the latency is slower because there is no Wi-Fi. There's the wired range extender option.
Also der Range Extender ist eine feine Sache und funktioniert auch prima. Ich durfte ja die Beta-Version schon testen und habe auch ein Video darüber gemacht. Wenn euch das interessiert, geht einfach mal auf meinen Kanal und gebt Range Extender ein. Allerdings setzt er meines Erachtens nicht komplett einen Access Point oder einen Repeater, wenn ihr zu Hause eine schlechte WLAN-Abdeckung habt. Dazu ist dann einfach die Bandbreite und die Leistung der kleinen Shellys etwas zu gering. Auch wenn man damit durchaus auch YouTube-Videos in HD schauen kann, habe ich ja da auch im Video gezeigt. Aber um zum Beispiel die Reichweite eures WLANs bis in die Garage oder in den Garten zu verlängern, kann man das prima nehmen. Und vor allen Dingen, es kostet euch ja nichts, wenn ihr bereits Plus- oder Pro-Geräte habt. Okay, zum Schluss geht es jetzt noch um die Themen, die sicher die meisten von euch interessieren, nämlich die Verfügbarkeit und die Preise für die neuen Geräte.
The Shelly Plus H&T, the price is $29.90. It's available right now. It's on stock, and all orders will be executed tomorrow for people which will order tonight. There is I think it's a limited quantity, but for the first one, you can have it to end of the week or next week. If you order it with DHL, you will have it tomorrow, not the day after tomorrow in your hands before end of the week. The second one is a Shelly Motion 2. It's a 40 euros, it's a little bit expensive, but you know, the Wi-Fi technology and Wi-Fi chipset which you're using for the side-ups, it's a different category and different level than our other Wi-Fi chipsets on the market. And this is the fastest, and this is the only motion sensor which reacting very fast on the market. There's a temperature sensor also which extends the feature. It's available right now. It's the same with the H&T. We have it in our warehouse and it's ready to ship immediately when you order it. The Shelly Plus in the US, it's available in our US shop. If you order it, they will ship it right away. The price is $25 US. And there is something which will be available from the 1st September. The wall dimmer for US market is available from the 1st September. Now is on production. The second one is Shelly Pro 3. We will available again from 1st September. Now it's on production, and we don't open now the pre-orders. When it's available, we will notify you and you can order, and we will ship them in the next day. And the third one, Shelly 4DC, is also available for the 1st September. That's about the devices. The all pages, you can see there detailed characteristic and information in Shelly Cloud. And especially for devices which is on stock, we can order them right now.
Also das brauche ich wohl nicht groß zu kommentieren. Plus HT und Motion 2 sind bei Shelly sofort verfügbar, allerdings im begrenzten Kontingent. Preise inklusive deutscher Mehrwertsteuer liegen bei 35,58 und 47,48. Das ist schon viel Geld für 2 Sensoren. Und ob die das meines Erachtens wert sind, versuche ich halt dann in den Einzelvorstellungen rauszufinden. Wobei ihr beim Shelly H&T ja noch die Möglichkeit habt, auf die günstige Vorgängerversion zurückzugreifen, beim Shelly Motion nicht. Ich werde die Geräte auf jeden Fall beide bei mir im Shop anbieten, sobald ich sie bekomme. Das kann im Moment dauern, weil Shelly ja traditionell die Sachen rausbringt, sobald genügend für den eigenen Shop verfügbar sind, für den ersten Ansturm sozusagen, und die Händler ein bisschen später beliefert. Das ist halt so. Der Plus i4 5 Volt und der Pro 3, die sollen am 1. September kommen. Die Betonung liegt bei Shelly wie immer auf sollen. Und der i4 kostet dabei in der 5 Volt Version das gleiche wie in der 230 Volt Version. Und der Pro 3 kostet inklusive der deutschen Mehrwertsteuer 83,18 €. Für etwa das gleiche Geld bekommt ihr bei mir im Shop übrigens den Pro 4 PM mit 4 Kanälen und Strommessung, den ich dann persönlich wohl vorziehen würde, wenn ich nicht unbedingt 3 Phasen gleichzeitig schalten muss. Okay, zum Schluss werden jetzt von Dimitar noch ein paar Fragen beantwortet, vielleicht auch wieder zum Rauchmelder. Und die verfügbaren neuen Geräte, die verlinke ich euch natürlich direkt in der Beschreibung. Ich sage an dieser Stelle schon mal Tschüss und ich hoffe, es war interessant für euch. Macht's gut und bis bald.
Thank you very much. About the questions, I see a few questions during the Lubo presentation. The first called the smoke. I don't answer this question. I can tell about the smoke. It's not easy. To make a smoke sensor, basically it's easy. It's not easy to cover all requirements in all countries over the world. Each country has a different requirement. And when we started with, when we made it at the beginning, even in EU, each country have a different regulation. And we found that if you want to cover them, the price of the device will go to be very expensive. Now we're working on one with third-party company, which can help us with that. And I hope, yeah, maybe next year we will have it. But now, yes, the smoke sensor is not there. But we're working on something else which will cover not only the smoke sensor, it's huge range of the alarms which this sensor can detect and give information on your phone. The second one, I see the most maybe often question which is coming is about the matter. The matter is not there. There's some companies and some products which will be available when the matter is available. But you know that this is something which is not exists on the market. All new devices has the hardware features which could support the matter. I mean, the mandatory is to have a Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and we have it with the Gen 2 devices. For Gen 1, this will not possible. But let's see when the matter will be there and how it works for, because I can tell you from now, I have some information. First, the devices which use the matter, using the matter, you can forget about the features which we offer you now. You have already Google Nest Home Hub, you know the Alexa, and you know that from these hubs you can control the device, you can say on and off. But if you want to go deeper, if you want to make multi-push actions, or if you want to control the device on some kind different way as you can do with all Shelly devices, this will not be possible with the Matter now and in the future, because the Matter is the platform for thousands of devices, and my idea is Matter to use them to reuse the main functionality of these devices and to control them. When the Matter is there, now maybe a few companies will give the options to use the Matter devices, very limited choice of the devices at the beginning, and also there, I hope they will be easy, but not be so easy. You will see it. You will see when it will be there. but when the matter is there, when the standard is finished, because it's under development, still under development for the biggest players, we're working with them. We're in very close connection with them, but nothing is really on the market. Nothing is finalized, and we don't want to stop our development for existing firmware, for existing devices, and to following the whole process. We are sure that in the future, when the advocacy is done, with a firmware update, all new Gen 2 devices could support the Matter. Maybe they can host a part of the existing feature because that's with the market, the Matter requirements. But then everyone can choose to use a Matter with any kind of the voice assistant in their homes, or to use third-party servers and applications and use the whole feature of the devices. But that's will be the choice for the future, and that's will be your choice, not our choice. We will give you the both options. This is the second one. The third one, everyone asks about the Pro dimmer. We're working on it for the Plus series, and for the Pro series, we're working on a dimmer, but still not ready. There is a, let's say, we want really to give you a high reliable and very quality product, but this takes more time. 5 or 4 years ago when we start, for us it's much easier to bring something on the market because there's 10 customers. But now with more than 5 million devices and 2 million households, we know that every new device which we create immediately will start to be used for at least tens of thousands of customers, and we care about that. And the whole process, testing, quality checks, and everything is going much slower and much longer. There is a QA group with the customers, I think it's close to 100 in total, which working with these devices and use them a month before we give them in your hands, and this is our responsibility. But yeah, it is coming. We're working on that and working on new devices for new options and for the new features. And I hope in next 3 months we'll have a new event where we can see much more devices than now. Even now, I'm sure that you will be absolutely satisfied for the Shelly Plus H&T, for a new motion sensor, for the Pro 3, and also for the US devices which we now release for the US market. Any other questions which I not said? That's all, I think. Thank you very much for your time. Of course, we can answer all questions in our Facebook page. You are welcome. I just see one more question I answer about the Apple HomeKit. The Apple is also going on a Matter. We don't need to do a support for something which will be outdated for a few months. When Apple is done with the Matter, because it's one of the big contributors for the Matter, then then we will moving and to start supporting the Matter. Your device will be your device will support it for some kind of the HomeKit, because I don't know if this is a Matter that will be called HomeKit or something else. It's still not clear. But for this reason, we don't work for a HomeKit support, because in the future, this will be just one of the protocols. But we also expect Matter to give you much more options than now. Yeah, is this replaced for MQTT?
No.
Yeah, no, there is no replacement for MQTT.
It's an alternative. It's just another alternative way.
It's an outbound socket. I can tell
with
the outbound socket, we can do your own cloud. If you want to offer a Shelly device for businesses, and if you want to have your one cloud, the MQTT is not the option, is not the best options. But if you enable the outbound connection, this means that everything which is coming through our cloud will going through this outbound socket through you, and our cloud could be disabled. And you can create your whole infrastructure of servers and everything over the outbound WebSocket. That is the idea of this service. And MQTT is much more for a local, could be used also for a multi-location and multi-houses, but the outbound WebSocket has a much more powerful features than the MQTT. And there is something can be connected via Bluetooth instead of Wi-Fi for extensions. What kind of the extensions? Range extender? No, the Bluetooth cannot be used for a range extender. It's some limitations at the moment. Basically, it's physically is possible. The Bluetooth share the same channel as a Wi-Fi. It's a RPC channel, and you can do everything through the Bluetooth. But for Wi-Fi, much easier. The first one, and the second one, we keep the Bluetooth free, because now you see with the Bluetooth scanner and some with the Bluetooth device which we have, you see that the Bluetooth is much more powerful to attach as add-on and plugins to every Shelly device and to your local servers, and also to the Shelly cloud, using the Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi as a gateway, not as a range extender. Okay, that's all. Of course, you can ask me everything in the Facebook. You see that every day I come there, check and answer of your questions. I will be happy to answer, to help you with everything and support you. And thank you very much for your participation in our launch event today. Bye-bye.